Zhang Li was too shocked when the goblin shaman attacked the tree where he was hiding. Looking at his stats, Zhang Li knows that currently his mana isn't enough to cast Fireball, so he decides to fight using a lightning spell. The goblin shaman, who has already cast the ice arrow to attack Jiang, got hit by his lightning spell. Due to Jiang's lightning spell's paralyzing effect, the goblin shaman's ice arrow spell was destroyed. The goblin shaman got on his knees as all of his energy left his body. Jiang gets happy to see that the paralyze effect of arc lightning at max level can actually interrupt the goblin shaman's casting. Seeing this great opportunity, he runs towards the goblin shaman, stealing the goblin shaman's treasured robe, thinking that without it, the goblin shaman won't be able to withstand his spells. Zhang Li's plan was to first take away their equipment, then strike guerrilla style. Now it's Zhang Li's turn to strike back since the goblin shaman is unable to fight back at the moment. After getting hit by the lightning arc spell again, the goblin shaman is now more miserable. Zhang Li's attacks are making him very angry. He looks around for Zhang Li to attack, and when he sees a white cloth behind some trees, he gets happy thinking Zhang Li is there. He again casts the ice arrow spell and attacks those trees with full power, changing the trajectory of the arrows to make them more powerful. His ice arrows completely destroyed those trees, making big holes in them. There was a huge explosion of cold ice and blue mana. The goblin shaman laughs loudly, thinking he has eliminated Zhang Li. But he gets shocked when he sees that there is nothing behind those trees. Zhang Li, from behind, asks the goblin shaman where he is looking. Before the goblin shaman could even react to it, Zhang Li attacks him from behind, telling the goblin shaman that his game is over. Zhang Li attacks him using the fireball spell. As the goblin shaman doesn't have his treasured robe, he casts Goblin Defense, a protective barrier, to defend himself. But in front of Zhang Li's max-level fireball spell, the goblin shaman's barrier doesn't stand a chance. It breaks immediately and hits the goblin shaman. There was a huge explosion. Zhang Li gets the notification that he successfully attacked the weak spot, dealing critical damage. The goblin shaman falls on the ground. Only a tiny bit of his health remains. Zhang Li mocks the goblin shaman, saying, "Although you have defense skills, this is a max-level fireball of mine. Without fire resistance, even the strongest defense is a one-hit kill." Zhang Li picks up a stick from the ground, telling the Goblin King that it had tough luck because today it ran into Zhang Li. With all his power, Zhang Li hits the goblin shaman's head and kills him. After killing the boss monster, the goblin shaman, Zhang Li levels up by 3 levels and is currently level 10. Then afterward, when Zhang Li sees the boss loot, he gets very happy. Looking at the goblin shaman's wand, Zhang Li decides he should use this wand in the future. But he is disgusted looking at the goblin shaman's burned treasured robe. Well, it was a fire resistance robe of black iron quality. The level requirement to wear it was level 5 or above. Wearing this robe can significantly reduce fire damage, but its current durability is 0, as it's already damaged. Seeing it, Zhang Li thought, no wonder the goblin shaman could withstand my fireball, but it's already worn out. And Zhang Li feels like it's not much use, so he throws it. Now the important key is the skill book. Zhang Li learned the ice arrow technique from the skill book. This spell's initial level was level 5, but with Zhang Li's special talent, it upgraded to a max level spell. Looking at the ice arrow technique information, Zhang Li finds out that the chanting time is 2 seconds and the mana cost is 200 points. It can cause significant damage to a single target, with the damage amount tied to the user's level. Zhang Li has already seen what a level 5 ice arrow technique can do. Now he wonders what the max level will do. Then, when Zhang Li checks the goblin shaman's wand's information, he finds that it was the goblin's resentment wand of bronze level. It can increase magic penetration by 10 points. The level requirement to wear it was level 7 or above. The system told Zhang Li to beware of this wand because carrying it would make him the enemy of all goblins. Zhang Li was very surprised to find that it's actually a bronze-level wand with a magic penetration effect. Now he understands how the goblin shaman's ice arrow hit him, even with max-level light armor technique. Zhang Li gets happy thinking that with this, he will be able to handle monsters with innate magic resistance in the future. When Zhang Li was checking his loot, suddenly a voice comes from behind, telling him to put his hands up and don't move. Well, it was Quan and his underlings. Seeing that there's no one else nearby, they thought Zhang Li's teammates must all be dead. They could not even imagine that Zhang Li was hunting alone. Quan recognizes Zhang Li. He laughs, saying, "To defeat a regional boss right after awakening as a professional, not bad, but it's too bad." Those teammates you abandoned were probably stronger than you. Jiang Li gets confused and asks Yang Quan how he knows his name. Yang Quan proudly announces that he is Yang Quan, from the Yan family of Jincheng. He said he heard Jiang Li used to bully his cousin at school. Do he think the Yang family is powerless? Hearing that Yang Quan is Yan's cousin, Jiang Li starts acting. He said Yan was a genius at our school, how could he dare to bully him? Jiang Li said he happened to have some small items here. He offers Yang Quan to take a look and see if there's anything he likes. Basically, Jiang Li offers them to be friends. Yang Quan told Jiang Li that he doesn't have to say it, he will take everything. But as for being friends, there is no way. He rubs his fist and offers Jiang Li to choose what he wants to protect, his hands or legs, saying he will try to go easy. Jiang Li, who was already using his meditation skill to recover his mana, told Yang Quan not to fight as soon as they meet. Yang Quan's underling, who was collecting all the loot from behind, saw Jiang Li using his skill. He told Yang Quan that this Jiang Li is using meditation to regenerate mana. But Yang Quan was full of himself. He asks that even if they let Jiang Li fully recover, so what? The three of them, all at Black Iron level, can't beat a novice, and he's just an ordinary mage. Hearing that, Jiang Li smiles like a devil. He said, "It's great to know you three are Black Iron level professionals." Seeing Jiang Li smile, Yang Quan said, "You're not thinking of fighting us to the death, are you?" He told Jiang Li that they won't give him the chance to cast spells. And just when he said that, Jiang Li uses the lightning arc spell and attacks all three of them. They all fall on the ground and get paralyzed. Now the scene has reversed. Jiang Li rubs his fist, saying, "Villains die from talking too much." He mocked Yang Quan, saying, "I'm waiting for mana to regenerate, but why are you not attacking? What are you waiting for?" Paralyzed, Yang Quan was very angry. He asks Jiang Li how he can cast spells so fast. Jiang Li, who was about to cast the fireball skill, said, "Who knows?" He attacks them with fireball, and there was a huge explosion. When the smoke cleared, all three of them completely fell and died. Jiang Li robbed them fully, saying, "As a Black Iron tier professional, Yang Quan has a lot of good stuff on him." Jiang Li takes everything in his bag, saying, "What else to grind after defeating the area boss and robbing for more profit?" But Jiang Li was a little worried because after defeating the area boss, he only leveled up 3 times. He thought he had to change leveling spots tomorrow. When he was leaving, he looks back at Yang Quan, thinking, 3 Black Iron tier players robbing a newbie and getting killed. It's too embarrassing to mention such a shameful thing. Then after some time, Jiang Li arrived at Rosetown. Jiang Li was carrying so much stuff after going out that he got very exhausted, regretting that if only there were a spatial item, it would have been easy. From there, he walked more and got to the Golden Dragon Treasury to sell his loot. The receptionist at Golden Dragon Treasury was a cute girl in a bunny costume. With a bright smile, she asked Jiang Li if he needed her help with something. However, she got shocked when Jiang Li dropped all the loot he got from his hunting. He told the receptionist that he wanted to sell some equipment and materials. The receptionist asked him to wait, saying she would settle with him soon. Then, a while later, she told Jiang Li that it's all settled. According to market prices, it's a total of 972,000 Flame Dragon coins. She rounded it up to 1 million Flame Dragon coins for Jiang Li. Jiang Li was shocked to find that his loot sold for 1 million. Well, it was a normal reaction because he knows that his mom only earns 3,000 to 4,000 a month, but he made 1 million so easily. He thought, is this the difference between professionals and ordinary people? He was happy because at this rate, it won't be long before he can give his mom a better life. Then, after Jiang Li got the money, he asked the receptionist if they had any basic skill books for sale there. The receptionist said yes and asked him to please follow her. While Jiang Li was doing his business on the ground, someone was looking at him from the first floor. She is Golden City Academy's genius girl, Moching, also Jiang Li's classmate. She was a little surprised to see Jiang Li there. Suddenly her attendant called her saying, "Miss, everything is ready." Hearing that, she left. On the other hand, the bunny receptionist took Jiang Li to the Golden Dragon Treasury Library. He asked her that since he needed basic mage class skills, did she have any recommendations? The bunny receptionist took out 5 beginner-level skills that mages can learn, telling Jiang Li that he could choose some that he liked. The first was Level D slowness technique that cost 600,000 Flame Dragon coins. Except for it, all 4 were Level D ice arrow technique, similarly costing 600,000 Flame Dragon coins. Seeing the price, Jiang Li was amazed, thinking, looks like my 1 million isn't really that much. He understood that for now, he could only buy some low-level ones for transition. Currently, Zhongli knew Fireball, Arc Lightning, and Ice Arrow, so his both single-target and AoE attacks were covered, and he also had Light Armor technique for defense. So, he chose Level D Slowness technique as a control skill, thinking that although he had Arc Lightning which has a paralysis effect, the duration is too short. He bought the Slowdown technique. Slowdown technique is a level 10 spell with a cooldown of 1 second, chanting time 0.4 seconds, and duration of 2 seconds. Its effect is that it can apply a slowdown buff to the target, and the slowdown effect is linked to the user's level. But it doesn't matter to Zhang Li because when he learned it, the skill level increased to max level. Zhang Li also needed to solve the problem of mana limit, so he decided to buy some supplies with the remaining money. He asked the receptionist if they sold blue potions or similar items there. And just like that, Zhang Li spent all his 1 million coins. On the other hand, in the reception room of Golden Dragon Treasure Store, the manager personally welcomed Zhang Li's classmate, Moching. She is a very high-status lady of society. Scared of her status, the manager told Moching that the information has been gathered. There indeed is a Black Iron Tier dungeon appearing in the Gale Plains. But the entrance is uncertain, so they need to spend some more time searching. Moching's personality is a little bossy. She told the manager that it's okay. As long as the entrance is in the Gale Plains, she will personally take people to search tomorrow. Well, she was talking about business, but all her attention was on the person she just saw in the hall. She was wondering if she saw it wrong because she heard Zhang Li's awakening ceremony went wrong, and he ended up just an ordinary mage, so it shouldn't be possible for him to appear here. While she was thinking this, her butler noticed it and asked her what she was thinking about. She got surprised that her butler noticed her. Embarrassed, Moching told him that it's nothing. The butler told her that if she can clear this dungeon, her level will definitely skyrocket. Reaching Black Iron Tier probably won't be a problem, and by the time of the trial competition in a week, she will definitely be able to surpass Miss Li from the Li family. Hearing that, Moching got very happy. She told the butler there is no time to waste. She asked him to gather Mo Da and the others over here. She will lead them into the dungeon herself when the time comes. Later, at the Gale Plains which Moching was talking about, 2 Gale Wolves were chasing Zhang Li. He attacked them using the Lightning Arc spell. This attack hit both of the Gale Wolves, and both of them lost half their health and were paralyzed. Zhang Li was surprised to see that with the increase in level, the damage of magic has also become higher. He thought that now, if he goes to fight goblins again, Arc Lightning should be able to one-shot them. While he was thinking that, suddenly another Gale Wolf attacked him from behind, aiming for his neck. But to his surprise, that Gale Wolf's teeth broke down after hitting Zhang Li's light armor. He had already cast the light armor spell for this moment. Seeing that this chase is endless, Zhang Li started running again, and those wolves chased him. Suddenly, he looked back and attacked a Gale Wolf with the Lightning Arc spell. But right before that spell hit the Gale Wolf, it moved to his side and dodged it. Zhang Li was surprised to see that these Gale Wolves can actually dodge his Arc Lightning. He thought, since that's the case, then he will use his new spell. Zhang Li cast his newly learned spell, Slowdown technique. Suddenly, a purple magic circle appeared beneath those Gale Wolves, slowing their movements. Seeing it, Zhang Li said, "Is this the max-level slowdown technique? Fast casting speed, no trajectory, and the enemy can't dodge." He was very surprised, but it can only be cast on a single target, so using it 3 times in a row is a bit extravagant. Zhang Li knows that he needs to deal with other Gale Wolves before others arrive. Then, a moment later, after killing them, Zhang Li drinks a bottle of blue potion to recover his health and mana. It was a good thing he bought some supplies at the Golden Dragon Treasury yesterday. With that, today's monster grinding efficiency is much higher. Currently, Zhang Li is at level 11. At the moment, he was hiding behind a road, thinking about how he should deal with this elite monster. The monster he was aiming for is a level 20 bloodline wolf, triple in size compared to normal Gale Wolves. So, Zhang Li decided to make a surprise attack. He hid behind the rock, and when the bloodline wolf was not looking, he attacked it with the Lightning Arc spell. When the bloodline wolf was in a paralyzed state, Zhang Li jumped from the rock and attacked it using the Fireball spell, saying, "He will take out the mother." There was a huge explosion there, and a system notification came confirming that he successfully attacked the weak spot, making it a critical hit. The bloodline wolf was in bad shape, and the other Gale Wolves had already died. Zhang Li said, "Now it's 1 versus 1. Suddenly, That injured bloodline wolf jumped to attack him. But Zhang Li used the slowdown spell on it, telling it to behave itself. The slowdown curse tied down the bloodline wolf, completely restricting its movement. The bloodline wolf cannot reach Zhang Li, who was standing right in front of him. Looking at it, Zhang Li said that although he doesn't know where the weak spot of the bloodline wolf is, one thing is certain. He cast the fireball spell and said, "It's hairy, it's weak, and it's on fire." Seeing the fireball, the bloodline wolf got very scared because it has already experienced it. Zhang Li successfully attacked its weak spot, making it a critical hit. After killing the bloodline wolf, he leveled up by 2 levels, currently at level 13. As the loot for killing the bloodline wolf, Zhang Li obtained a black iron dagger and a black iron ring. He was happy, thinking that although they are only black iron grade equipment, fortunately, they are small in size. So now it would be easy to carry around. He put them in his bag, wondering how much they can be sold for. While he was collecting the loot, suddenly the ground started to shake like crazy. Zhang Li was surprised to see the ground shaking like that. And before he could even understand the situation, suddenly he heard a noise. When he looked ahead, he saw a sandstorm coming his way. But upon closer inspection, he saw that it's not a sandstorm but rather a horde of monsters. Seeing that, Zhang Li was a little scared. While taking out a blue mana recovery potion, he said, "I just fought an elite monster. There's no need to retaliate against me like this, is there?" But before he could drink the recovery potion, those monsters reached him. Instead of attacking him, they all walked past him and ran behind. Zhang Li was very nervous, but he took a sigh of relief that they didn't come here for him. However, he again got shocked when he realized what this meant. He ran towards the main base area because he knows that wolves are pack animals, and only the Wolf King can summon such a large wolf pack. So, someone triggered the area boss. He runs there shouting that he can't let anyone else get to it first. That boss monster is his. On the other hand, in front of the boss monster's cave, some bandits have surrounded the red-haired girl, Vivi, and her party, who helped Zhang Li at the beginning of the story by giving him a mana recovery potion. From Yi Yi's party, only 3 people were alive, including her. The bald guy from her party was very angry at the bandits, saying, taking advantage of the situation, "What kind of heroes are you?" But those bandits, before saying anything, hit the other guy from their party. The bandit leader told the bald guy that although they are not really heroes, if he wants to blame anyone, blame himself for being too foolish to come to fight the boss so openly without any preparation. If they don't grab it, who will? All the bandits were aiming at them. The leader laughed, telling the bald guy that his equipment is theirs, and the blood-striped Wolf King is equally theirs. The bald guy and Yi Yi were too scared because from their party, only they were alive. The bald guy offers the bandits that he will give them both the equipment and the blood-striped Wolf King, so they should let them go. The bandit leader laughs, saying of course he will let them go. But the bald guy has to bring the priest behind to him. He was a pervert. He said that after he had his fun, he will naturally let them go. Vivi was scared, so, in hope, she called her captain, the bald guy. But the bald guy had already decided what he would do. He asked Yi Yi not to blame him, saying he also wants to live. He approached Vivi so that he could hand her over to the bandits and be safe. Vivi was too scared, telling the bald guy not to come near her. As the bald guy's hand reached her, Vivi started crying, begging for help. And right at that moment, those bandits were hit by a lightning strike. Everyone was shocked by what just happened. The bandit leader was too angry, asking who dares to attack them, who dares to ruin his good fortune. He sensed someone's presence from behind, so he pulled out his sword, asking the enemy to come out. Well, the one who attacked them with lightning was Zhang Li, our main character. He smiled, saying, "Bandits, it's not even dark yet, and you are out robbing. You're so dedicated." Zhang Li readied the fireball spell to attack, but suddenly a bandit assassin attacked him from behind. Zhang Li looked back and attacked that assassin with fireball, saying, "I haven't finished speaking yet, so don't interrupt me." Seeing Zhang Li, the bald guy left Vivi and ran away, asking not to kill him. Vivi became too emotional when she saw that it's Zhang Li who came to help her. The bandit leader was too nervous, thinking if there are still allies standing because in a single strike, all his brothers were swiftly defeated. He understood that this opponent is too strong. But even after knowing all this, in the end, he still underestimated Zhang Li because he's merely a mage. The leader told the leftover bandits to attack Zhang Li together and not give him a chance to cast a spell. Annoyed, Zhang cast the fireball spell, asking, why does each one of them rush in so recklessly? Are they really so eager to die? He attacked them with the fireball and burned them alive. Seeing his fellow bandit brother's condition, the bandit leader got too scared. He couldn't understand how it is possible. It's merely a common mage's skill, yet why such a devastating impact? He threw his sword and got on his knees, saying, "My lord, this has all been a misunderstanding." Pointing at Vivi, he told Zhongli to take her and leave because the Blood Rune Wolf King resides within the cave. Well, Zhongli wasn't leaving him that easily. He cast the ice arrow spell, telling the leader that since he had chosen to attack Zhang, then he should be prepared for Zhang's lethal retaliation. He shot the arrow, which killed the bandit leader. The dying bandit leader told Zhongli that the Blood Wolf mercenaries wouldn't let him get away with this. Then, after killing all the bandits, Zhongli collected all their equipment. He was happy, because now he could use so many skills in one breath. The level up brought a significant improvement. Vivi hesitated a little but approached Zhongli and thanked him for saving her. She was a little embarrassed because she didn't expect him to be so powerful. She was worried about Zhongli earlier. After packing up everything, Zhang told her that it's nothing. She had previously saved him as well, so now they were even. Then, before going into the boss monster's cave, he told her that he was about to go fight the boss. Did she want to come with him? Vivi hesitated at first, but seeing his power, she agreed. While Vivi was following Zhongli, she thought he was amazing because he had just dealt with those thugs a moment ago, and now he was going to challenge the boss. She thought that Zhongli's age didn't seem considerable. Could it be that he possessed some powerful and concealed class? Then, when both of them entered the cave, they saw the boss monster, a level 25 Blood Rune Wolf King, sleeping there. They hid behind a rock to observe it. Vivi thought that currently, she was only at level 20. She had just reached Black Iron rank not long ago. So, was it possible for only the two of them to kill the boss? She was worried looking at Zhongli, who seemed ready to attack the boss monster with the fireball spell. Seeing her worried, Zhongli ran towards the boss monster and attacked it using fireball, telling her that they wouldn't know until they tried. When his fireball hit the boss monster, there was a huge explosion. Seeing that there was no critical hit indicator, Zhongli thought, is the Wolf King not vulnerable to fire? The boss monster awakened and roared loudly, saying, "Intruder, meet your end." From Zhongli's fireball attack, the boss monster only lost a little bit of its health. Seeing that, Zhongli confirmed one thing. Although the Wolf King showed no weakness to fire, it seemed he didn't have magic resistance either. When the Wolf King attacked, Zhongli dodged his attack and started casting slowdown spell, thinking he should be capable of managing this. But before Zhongli's spell could tie down the Wolf King, it jumped, and after escaping, it again attacked Zhongli with very fast speed. Zhang's light armor stopped the Wolf King's attack and saved him. Seeing it, Zhang admitted that it's truly a boss. Zhang's shield nearly shattered, and even after casting the slow spell, its agility remained remarkable. Zhongli knows that he needs to take action, so he aims at the Wolf King with his ice arrow. Vivi, who was a priest, cast her magic at Zhongli, telling him that she would enhance his magical offensive power. After being enhanced, Zhongli attacked the Wolf King, but the Wolf King easily dodged it, and seeing that, Vivi was shocked. But Zhongli was aiming for it to dodge it and let down its guard. Then, he changed the ice arrow's trajectory and hit the back of the Wolf King's neck. A system notification came that Zhongli had successfully struck a vulnerable spot, resulting in a critical hit. With that, the Wolf King lost most of its health, and only a little bit remained. Zhongli told the Wolf King that he learned this technique from bosses like him. Now Zhongli knows that the vulnerability of the wolf beast lies within its neck. As the Wolf King was not in good health, it roared loudly, and an annoying red aura came out of its body. Vivi told Zhongli to watch out because the boss monster was going berserk, and suddenly many small gale wolves came out from behind to fight. Zhongli was surprised to see those ruffians from earlier. Now he understands that this boss has the ability to summon lesser creatures.